Welcome to Career Insights. The Career Insight series features local industry professionals engaged in conversation with students and recent graduates about career planning and job opportunities in Polk County, Florida.
Welcome, everybody. My name is Laura Webster. I am a District Academy coach with Polk County Public Schools Workforce Education and Career Academies. Mr. Jackson, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. My name is Mr. Jackson. I work with the business marketing, IT, and tech ed programs for the district and supporting all of those teachers. So happy to meet you all.
Our last presenter today is Kim Simpson to talk about global and international studies.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kim Simpson. I'm the Global Initiatives Program Coordinator for Polk State College. I work with the Global Studies and Study Abroad programs at Polk State College. These programs, the Global Studies program is actually where you can earn a designation on your diploma. And then the Study Abroad programs are trips that you can take for credit. So I was just going to go through and explain to you about a couple of those areas and kind of discuss with you why you might want to participate in these programs. Why do you need international experience? These programs that we have here at Polk State is so that you have the opportunity to gain international experience, whether you're in country or you're out of country traveling, but we really want to provide that opportunity for our students. And we know not everyone can travel. But one of the main areas that you would need for international experience is employers these days are looking for employees that have international experience. As you just heard from Kyle, working at Publix, he has been in contact with working abroad for going to Europe to get machinery. They also deal with other areas there at Publix in regards to purchasing products out of the country for produce and other areas. And then also we have companies here in Polk County that have their home office in other countries. So it's good that you have the international experience. And some of those companies here in town that you might recognize here in the community is Legoland has their home office out of the United Kingdom. Catrali, Citrus has their home office in Brazil. I believe Carey Flavoring, Stereopack, they have their home office in Ireland. So it's good that you'll be able to work with other cultures, understand other cultures when you're planning meetings and also dealing with employees on the shop floor here if you're working with different cultures. So if you're familiar with NACE, which is the National Association of Colleges and Employers, one of their competencies includes global intercultural fluency as one of their 8 career readiness competencies. And when you gain this international experience, that helps you meet that competency that employers are looking for. And so that's just basically, the value and respect that you learn from diverse cultures by coming into contact with international experiences. You learn and to respect races, ages, genders, sexual orientations, and religions. The individual demonstrates openness, inclusiveness, sensitivity, and the ability to interact respectfully with all people and understand individuals' differences, which is very important. Everybody has differences. And when you hear about other cultures and you see how things are done in their country, or you visit that country, or maybe you work in projects and teams through a virtual exchange, you're able to get that experience. You're able to put that on your resume. And the first one that I want to talk about is the Global Studies program. So this is not a degree, and it's not a certificate. It's a designation on your diploma or your transcripts. So, that's something that is documented on your transcripts if you complete this, or if you're transferring to university. This is another exciting area to have experience in that they might look for to help you get your admittance into the university or when you're trying to apply for a job. The program requirements are 15 credit hours of globalized courses. And so to have a course globalized, our faculty has to submit an application. And at least 20% of the actual course has to be global in nature. And so they have to be approved. And when they're approved, those courses are listed as globalized courses in the registration system. So you can review those courses when it's time to register, and you can actually choose courses that are globalized. So we're not asking you to take extra courses that's not within your degree. We have courses such as science courses, math courses, English, humanities, math, everything. So, we have some globalized courses in almost every area. So you just have to plan early because not all courses are globalized, but some are. And we have quite a few in the business program that have been globalized in some of the other programs. So you just want to choose wisely when you register that you get the right section of globalized course so that you will have that early on in your career. So when you graduate with your 2-year AA or AS degree, or with your bachelor's program, you'll have enough credit to complete this program. Also, requirements within the program are 5 community cultural events or a study abroad trip. And as we know right now with COVID, travel is on hold right now, especially for the college. So we are looking at possibly getting back to travel next year. We're still determining that, but we'll discuss that more a little bit shortly. But the 5 community cultural events can be something on campus. We have lots of cultural activities throughout the year. Right now, we're doing virtual activities. I just had 3 Global Initiatives guest lectures this past couple of weeks. You can go to a museum and for a cultural event. The Polk Museum of Art has some great international exhibits. You can attend Hispanic heritage festivals or Chinese New Year festival. So there's lots of opportunities for cultural events. If you do a study abroad program in the future, that counts as 3 events. And for each event, you want to take pictures that you attend and you write a 500-word essay about the event. So after you've completed those 15 credit hours of globalized courses, and you've attended your 5 cultural events and you've written your essays, you're going to put that in your global e-portfolio. If you're not familiar with the e-portfolio, it's pretty much like an online resume. It's almost like a website about yourself. So we ask that you put your globalized courses in the e-portfolio, and we have one for free, an e-portfolio in Canvas that you can use. And you would document your courses. You would put one of your assignments or projects from that course that you're proud of. You would attach that in there and list it. And then also you would add in your 5 community or cultural events also in the e-portfolio and include your photos. So when you graduate with this program, either with your AAAS or BAS program, you get to wear the Global Studies medallion that's shown here in the picture. Everybody likes to have quite a few medallions at graduation. It's always nice. And then also you get to receive that designation on your transcripts. And also I would say that you would have that global e-portfolio, that's something that you can share with employers so they can actually see the activities that you've actually been involved in, that you've acquired international experience from. And so if that's something you're interested in doing when you come to Polk State, you just join the program, you complete an online application underneath the Global Studies program area. The next area I was going to talk about is our study abroad programs. And as I was stating earlier, COVID has stopped us from traveling now for over a year, and we won't be traveling this year, but we will be planning early, hopefully to travel next year, the year after that. But in the meantime, we are going to probably have some virtual study abroad options. Or some virtual class exchanges. So, look for that in the future. If you're coming here in the fall or next year, we'll have those options. And those options would actually be easier and more affordable for a virtual one. Some of the programs, the trips, obviously would cost a few $1,000s sometimes because you're going away for 10 to 14 days. Our study abroad programs, as you see here, are less than 2 weeks. They're not a semester abroad. Like some of the schools do. And they're always led by Polk State College faculty. You can earn course credit on the trip, or you can go as non-credit. But the course credit, you would want to, plan ahead if you want to save a class to actually take with that trip. And if you can take one of the courses that goes with the trip, you can use your financial aid to pay for that program if you have excess financial aid available. But the course that goes with the trip would have to count towards your degree. It can't be excess credits. And so sometimes we have scholarships available also, especially for France. We have a nice scholarship, like a 50% up to $1,500 towards a French trip. We have a wonderful donor who donates for trips to France. So that's usually a French and humanities trip. And when I say they offer course credit for these trips, you're not cramming an actual 1, 2, or 3 credit class within that 10 days or 14 days you're gone. You're doing the class, prior to travel. You're working on it while you're there, and then you finish up the class when you return. So the class is typically over the term of travel. And some of the past locations that we've gone to are Mexico, Panama, Costa Rica, Bahamas, France, England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, Italy, Greece, Spain, Germany, Austria, and several more. We have been doing this now since 2012. And so we're real excited to be able to offer these programs for students. A lot of students do not know that we have the study abroad programs. And this is something that's really nice for you to get involved in and to save up. Our collegiate high schools actually do trips, and they save up for 2 years to go on these trips. They make like $100, $150 a month payments for trips. So it's good to plan in advance. And I've heard students, that when they're getting into a major university, seeing a study abroad program or global studies is so very helpful when you're trying to transfer out to a university. It's wonderful experience for you. And when you participate in study abroad, it's a learning experience where you're interacting not only, with your group, which you're learning soft skills there with getting along and traveling with people, but you're also, interacting with other cultures. And you have that professor there to guide you through that. And it's just a wonderful learning experience, and definitely would want to include this on your resume. We will be adding our upcoming trips. I hope we'll add them by this fall if we can get approval for 2022 or 2023 travel. So just check our website for upcoming trips. And like I said, it's never too early to start planning, okay? So just because we're not traveling this year, beginning of next year, doesn't mean you can't start thinking about a trip. And you can feel free to always email me,ksimpson@polk.edu. And I would be happy to point you in the right direction with the trip or let you know if we have something coming up. And there's my contact information with my phone number. And then if you want to browse our website, it's Institute for Global Initiatives there at Polk State. We have International Education Week on there, which is a great activity we do in November, a whole week of activities celebrating international education. We have a Capturing Cultures photo contest in the fall that we get students involved in. And then also we have international delegations that come to visit the college campus where that they do presentations, and students can also view those presentations. So, just check our website for updates for any activities. And thank you so much for letting me present today.
So thank you. I just wanted to say thank you before we go into a quick question and answer panel. Thank you to all of our panelists. We really appreciate the information that you have shared with us and with our teachers and students today. I think it's extremely valuable information for them to have and kind of start to explore and investigate as they're making decisions about their futures. So it's very valuable that you could provide this information to them throughout the school year, especially being given the restrictions that we've had this year with COVID, where we haven't been able to provide them with some exposure and visits to your campus like we normally would have. We did have one question come in regarding financial aid. If anybody from our panel could jump in here and just provide us some basic overview of what financial aid is offered for your programs and what process students would take to apply for financial aid.
For business administration, all of our programs and certificates are eligible for financial aid. Students would need to contact our financial aid department at Polk State and fill out some various forms. And they may need some information from their parents also regarding their tax returns and so forth. And once those are completed, they could find out from a financial aid advisor how much money they are awarded. Now, courses do have to be a part of their curriculum for it to be covered by financial aid. And some of that financial aid not only covers the cost of the tuition, but will also cover, there will be money possibly that the students can draw upon to cover their textbook costs.
Thank you very much for clarifying that. Another question that we had in a previous session was the differences between the AA and the AS degree tracks. And at the last session that we held, not this content area, not these content areas, but the question arose basically, what if they go into an AS track, that does not prevent them from transferring into a four-year degree. There was some confusion about that from some of the students before, where the perception was that if they didn't choose an AA, they would not be able to matriculate into a four-year program. So I just wanted to provide that same question to this panel to address that same concern.
This is John Stewart. I know in our department, we have articulations with a few of the universities out there, which basically means the courses that you take in our department would actually equal 1-to-1 for credit to the university as well.
Tamara, it's Martina Wagner, internships and experiential learning at Polk State College. What I wanted to state was the very first part of your question, you asked about the differences between an AS and an AA. An AS is designed for students to get the first 2 years of their actual general education credits out of the way, with some electives towards their major, whatever they're planning on going. So if they were planning on doing digital media, they would take a few digital media classes, or if they were planning on taking the network technology, they would take a few network technology or a few business courses. But that's how the AA is set up. The AS is designed for students who want to go to work after 2 years. So it's designed, they do some of their gen eds, but they do the majority of the work that they do in the program is their actual field. So for example, if they were going to go into Johnny Stewart's program, they would be taking the majority of their classes would be in network technology. And it kind of front loads all those technical courses, which is a great thing if they're planning on going to work while they're proceeding with their four-year degree. And I'm a product of an AS degree that went to a bachelor's degree. So I can tell you that having an AS degree is, you can definitely go on and get your bachelor's degree and your master's degree. It doesn't hurt anything. The only issue is, and the students need to be aware of this, is you're not taking all your general education credits to transfer to university. So unless you go back and you take your second English and your second math and your second social science, you're going to have to do that before you can matriculate to a university. You can do that at Polk. It doesn't hurt anything. Or you can go on to the university and you can finish it up at the university. We have a lot of students that do that.
This is Maria Lahosky with the business programs. Our Bachelor of BAS degree in Supervision and Management, we accept students from any type of associate degree. It can be AA and AS from any of the disciplines that you heard about today. And it just depends on your area of interest. And our degree is really, that BAS degree is focused toward applying the knowledge that you gained and taking those skills that you earned through your AS degree and learning how to be leaders and supervisors within that field of industry. So we gladly are willing to discuss with any student who may be interested in just going directly from an AS to a BAS. We'd be happy to talk with them about that.
Ms. Jenkins, we did see that you had put a request in the chat box for information from the nursing and other programs at Polk State College. We have done other lunch and learn events very similar to this one with those content areas that your students were requesting information for. So if you want to send us an email, we will get you over the PowerPoint presentations and links to the video from those particular sessions as well. And you're more than welcome to share those with your students. And that goes for students in any one of our academies. If students were interested in a different content area, we can share those across content. So I just wanted to say one more thank you to our panelists for presenting this very valuable information today. And thank you to our schools, teachers, administrators, and students for attending, and hope everybody has a great week. Thank you.